my morbid little friends. In the last video, I discussed body donation to science. And in this video, as promised, I'm going to be talking about body donation to the extreme. I'm going to be talking about the body farms. In this episode, I am going to be showing one or two clips that some viewers may find disturbing. So, just going to throw that out there. So what is a body farm? A body farm is an absolutely gorgeous strip of land out in a secluded area in the countryside, forest area of acreage that is used for a facility to research science, anthropology, entomology, pathology, biology, and many other aspects of what makes us who we are. Similar to donating your body to science, this is an area where people have decided that after death they want to continue to help humanity by donating their remains to research. The difference between donating to science and donating to a body farm is a body farm has only one sole topic and purpose, and that is the many different rates of decomposition. How many body farms are there? Well, there's a total of 8 that's known at the minute. There's 5 in the US of A, there is 1 in India, 1 in Canada, and 1 in Australia. For this video, I was going to discuss one of the body farms in Texas, but I think I've changed my mind, and I'm going to be talking about the mother of all body farms in Tennessee. The University of Tennessee Anthropological Research Facility was founded by a Dr. Bill Bass in 1987, and it really fueled the start of a trend whenever the realization kicked in that these body farms give invaluable advice and guidance and research into what happens after we die. It's an absolutely gorgeous sprawling 2.5-acre area of land, and it's secluded and heavily secured by razor wire around its entire perimeter. So who is Dr. Bill Bass, or Billy Bass? Well, not what you might think. Dr. Bill Bass began his career as an anthropologist and pathologist. He became so good in his field of expertise that he was called upon many times by the police and the FBI to lend his knowledge in cases of bodies found years after death, cold case murder victims, until one day he was called upon to evaluate what seemed to be an unusual case of grave vandalism. This mysterious case involved a deceased that was inside what appeared to be an airtight container. The grave appeared to have been opened specifically to inter these remains, and the remains themselves were decapitated. Bill put all of his findings together and handed over his evaluation of what he felt the outcome was for this deceased. However, something didn't sit quite well with Bill. He thought there was something unusual about the case. The jigsaw just didn't quite fit. So he went back to do further digging, no pun intended. And what he found shocked him. His initial report had put the deceased down as a middle-aged white male. He had got that wrong by about 200 years. Oh no, not just a month or a year, but a couple of centuries. That's when he realized that there was this huge gap in research involving the rate of decomposition, and that human beings and the police could really benefit from some kind of area that could specifically research this and this alone. Due to the airtight container of the deceased that was found at the crime scene, the decomposition rate was completely adjusted. The normal flora and fauna that usually come onto site, the first responders, had not arrived, And there was all sorts of other contributing factors which made the rate of decomposition completely different for that deceased, throwing off all of his research and initial findings. Ergo, the body farm. So what happens at a body farm? Well, when someone has made that decision that when they die they want to donate their body to the body farm, you are uplifted upon your demise and you are placed in a specific area around the farm, among many other deceased. You are left there to decompose naturally, but you are left there in a specific circumstance. Stumper, trying to do research. Buried, half buried, in the sun, in the shade, in water, in different types of material.
Wrapped in plastic, in a car trunk, in a caravan, upside down, beside certain trees.
The list truly is endless. Your body is then monitored on a daily basis or a weekly basis, depending on what kind of study the students are taking part in. And you are monitored by the technicians, pathologists, biologists, doctors, anthropologists, to name but a few, to watch the development of your decomposition and the sequence of events that lead to your full skeletonization. That's whenever there's nothing left. You are just your skeleton. The insects that's involved, the flora, like I say, the fauna, and what happens if you're close to a particular thing or far away from a particular thing or in certain climates or moisture, humidity. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But you can't visit. I've looked into it. Apparently you're not allowed. Whatever. What happens to your remains afterwards? Well, when the technicians and the facility feel like they have got as much information out of the scenario and sequence of events that they have put you in, they will have discussed this with the next of kin before your body was uplifted. You may, or your next of kin should I say, may want your body to be returned to them. But 9 times out of 10, you are kept on site in the facility in perpetuity. The site itself at the minute holds one of the largest collections of skeletons. They are all extremely well kept and categorised. I think at the minute it's about 800 plus, and that is where you stay. Across the 8 different facilities, there are going to be small variations in their rules and regulations, but foundations are going to stay the same. These bodies are seen as an extremely precious gift to the students, the facility, and the scientists. And the research and the hands-on expertise that they gain from these people is completely invaluable. It also states that at any point, the next of kin could change their mind and decide they want their loved one back. And the facility will facilitate this. Some people may feel that leaving these bodies out in the open across acreage of forests are in some way irreverent to just let them lie there and decompose. But that really, again, it's just not the case at all. Each person is considered, like I said, a gift. So the scientists, the pathologists, the anthropologists, the entomologists, every single person that comes on board to study at that facility are so grateful for that person lending themselves to the programme that they are treated with the utmost respect. And most of them usually say a few words of thanks before they start the research on that body that day. How does a body farm help? Loads of ways. cold case files, current murder files, missing person files where a body has shown up years down the line, but they're not quite sure not only if it's that person, but how they got into the condition they did, how long it took them to get into that condition, what would cause that, again, the sequence of events. Cadaver dogs are trained on body farms. Groundbreaking technology where radar can pierce through concrete and soil to locate a body is sampled on body farms. Dr. Bill Bass's dream was really to end up with an extensive, growing textbook full of information that forensic pathologists and scientists could turn to at their hour of need whenever they became suspicious of something they'd seen before or something they have never seen before, but that may well have been studied on a body farm. What you are left with are facilities that are completely dedicated to the living, with higher conviction rates and closure for friends and loved ones of deceased that have passed away through extremely unusual circumstances. It's only places like body farms that can truly get to the bottom and study these varying rates of decomposition. Join me in my next video where that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. A little slide on from this video, the rates of decomposition. Please subscribe and I'll see you soon.